What's up everyone? I'm doing another giveaway today. Once again, 3 lucky winners will be able to receive a pack of their choosing, and all you have to do in order to join is firstly subscribe to the channel, and then secondly leave a comment telling me which pack you do not own and would like to have. And the way this is going to work is that in a week's time I am going to spin a wheel and determine the 3 lucky winners, and then I will make a community poll shouting you guys out, and hopefully you manage to win. I hear that the star pack is going to be reworked relatively soon, so if I didn't have any of the packs I would definitely be going for that, but of course it's your own personal preference which pack you would like to win. With all of that out of the way though, let's hop into the run. You can see I am struggling a little bit with the level ups right here because the Wyvern is giving me lots of selections and I'm not really sure what I want to take just yet, but we do settle on getting double alpaca plus a turkey. In case you haven't seen from the thumbnail, the idea of this video is going to be to make a summon team and then utilize the power of the mimic. We actually do level up into a mimic finally, so I think now that the wyvern has done its job we can safely sell it. And we have a very good foundation right here, double alpaca, weasel, level 2 turkey plus the mimic that we're going to make the build off of. Weasel and mimic are actually pretty synergistic with each other, even though they kind of do similar things in giving you lots and lots of gold. You can also put a mushroom on the weasel for double its effect, and that will also contribute to the power of the mimic. So here we're actually going to do something a little bit funny. We're going to sell the weasel in order to pick up a level 2 weasel from the alpacas. It's kind of difficult operating with so little board space, like you have double alpaca plus the level 2 turkey and the mimic, all of which could not be sold right there. Thankfully though we do find a level up which we don't really need, so we don't have to worry about that. We do find double blobfish though, so I think finally I'm going to merge the alpacas and start picking up some of them. Now we have an 8-10 blobfish which is going to hopefully be strong enough in order to make us not lose. I did not do my best in the early game and we are only left with 2 hearts in this run, so it's kind of difficult for us to survive, but thankfully we do pick up a draw. Starting off the turn with 16 gold, which is decent. Like, the weasel is generating more gold than the mimic currently, but that is going to change relatively soon as we level up into a Hydra. So Hydra is the other unit I really wanted to use for this team because it's one of the very few summon units that actually benefit from gaining stats. In case you don't know, by the way, the Hydra is going to spawn a Hydra head for every 10 attack that it has, so it really likes having lots of attack. HP isn't as important, but of course we are going to aim for the 50-50 for the maximum effect. And now that we have a summon unit on the board, I'm hoping that the mimic gets to trigger multiple times. Unfortunately though, this time our opponent was way too weak and they didn't even end up taking care of our weasel, so we don't get to spend much gold on this turn. But at least we did pick up a questing beast at level 2 and we are going to pick up the Excalibur toy. It's a toy I very much enjoy using. It's like a giraffe effect at level 1, giving +1/+1 to the backline every single turn. At level 2 it's much more notable, it becomes a +2/+2 and that very quickly adds up. And as you can see we only have 3 trophies into turn 10, so this run is going to be going pretty late, and that means we are going to be getting a lot of stats out of the Excalibur. Here we lose and we are in a very dangerous spot. We have 7 trophies left to go and we only have 1 heart remaining. But we do find the scalar that we need in the Bird of Paradise. Hopefully we manage to level that up to level 2 as soon as possible. And other than that, I think the team is basically complete. I have stacked the pack completely with buy-sell units, so we can buy-sell as much as possible. since that works extremely well with the Bird of Paradise, and also units like Cow and Zebra and Blue-ringed Octopus are excellent on their own, so we're going to be picking up as many of those as we can find. We also have Oyster and even Stoat in the pack. I think Stoat is a worthwhile buy-sell because not only does it contribute 3 gold for the Bird of Paradise's activation, we also have a couple of tier 6 units on the team which we will be very happy to hopefully get. So yeah, finally we're starting to win. The team isn't looking too strong, but we are only 1 chocolate away on the Bird of Paradise from greatness. Here we did not hit what we wanted with the Stoat. We managed to get a Tapir, which could have been nice if we had a pill. Unfortunately though, we didn't have one frozen in the shop, so we'll just continue rolling. Finding multiple cows though. Cow is a very nice unit that we can purchase because we can target debuffs onto the Hydra, and getting the Hydra with high attack is going to be very crucial in spawning a bigger amount of Hydra heads and therefore gaining multiple gold with the Mimic as well. We are starting to work on the levels of the Mimic too, so hopefully that doubles our gold output. But for now, Weasel plus Mushroom, as we discussed earlier in the run, is going to be what's generating the most amount of gold for us. And hopefully by the end of the run we can generate up to 20 gold in a single turn. I think this turn is actually turning out very well, getting multiple activations out of the Mimic. So we are starting off with 18 gold this time. I was thinking about a mushroom on the Hydra, but eventually we're going to get so many Hydra head summons that I don't think we are going to have the space for the Hydra to respawn. So now we're going to level up the Bird of Paradise, getting the double stats. I maybe could have even considered leveling up the Mimic because that also can be double stats, and we're more likely to find Birds of Paradise because we are more likely to level into one. Whatever the case though, I think we are doing very well for ourselves. Our stats are very good, our abilities are very good. Our positioning isn't perfect, but I don't think you can really position any better with this sort of team if you want to grid as much as possible. And I think we are strong enough to afford to be a little bit greedy with our positioning. We are also buffing up the Mimic quite nicely with the Excalibur, and having a high stat Mimic is just perfect because it makes sure that it doesn't die and it gets to trigger all of its abilities. So you managed to see right there the Mimic being the sole survivor guarantee that we got multiple triggers out of its effect. And now that the units are reaching 50-50, or at least the Hydra is, I am starting to consider just buffing up the Bird of Paradise so that can be a decent unit for us too. Getting to work on the Mimic some more, getting it to level 2.66. And very soon I think we will have the maxed out team. For now though, we're just picking up a flea because it can be super useful in removing some equipment. It also gives another feint to the Mimic to hopefully generate some gold for us. Unfortunately though, we face the horrible matchup, the Elephant Blowfish, when we have multiple weak units at the front. Thankfully though, we did have the stats to win right there. And we're getting kind of close to the victory right now. We only have 3 trophies left to go. We're going to pick up this Stoat, hopefully getting something good out of it. We got a Yeti, which could have been decent if it was the end of the turn. Unfortunately, it was only the beginning. We pick up a Fruit of Yggdrasil onto the Bird of Paradise because that is 2 extra summons for us, and it also gives us the opportunity to hopefully remove equipment with the summons. But of course we're mainly doing it for the gold generation, and let's see how well we do on this turn. Hopping into battle against this full house team of Jerboa plus Worm, and I think we're going to be able to get a lot of gold as a result. And yeah, we're starting off with 20 gold on this turn. Imagine if the Mimic was up to level 3. I think we'll actually do get it up to level 3 at the end of this turn, so hopefully that happens relatively soon. But yeah, the run is reaching its maximum. We only need to scale up the Weasel and the Bird of Paradise. Bird of Paradise obviously being a lot more difficult to scale up, but because of the changes to random buffing mechanics, now the Zebra hits are guaranteed to hit the Bird of Paradise because all of the rest of the units are 50-50. Let's hop into another battle. We're up to 3 50-50s now, and despite them having multiple leopard effects on their team, we actually managed to win quite easily, and we milked the full efficiency out of the Mimic. So now we're starting the turn off with 30 gold, and I think this is going to be the last turn. It's going to take a little bit to optimize though, considering we do have lots of buy sales that we can make, lots of gold that we can spend, and I'm probably going to start replacing the useless equipment with something that can actually be beneficial to us in battle. But for now, I think I'm just going to push the Bird of Paradise up to level 3 for aesthetic purposes that had no use whatsoever for us because all of our units are 50-50. Whatever the case though, this is going to be the run. So yeah, I really hope you take part in the giveaway. Once again, requirements are to subscribe and leave a comment with what pack you are missing and would like to have. 1 week, and then I will draw the winners and make a community post, maybe even mention them in a video. But yeah, this will be the run. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.